So are you experiencing memory loss? It could be hormone imbalance. Hey ladies, I'm here with Chia Chia Sun, and today we're going to talk about memory loss, one of the biggest symptoms of menopause and perimenopause. Memory loss is going to be the death of me if I don't get a grip on this. I have to write little sticky notes. I have to use my Google Calendar. Looks like I have the busiest day ever. Pick up milk, butter. I have to itemize things. I can walk from this step to that step and forget what I'm doing.
This may be a big surprise to you, but what you're experiencing is no different than any man.
What? I knew it. It's menopause. I knew it. My husband has this. Yeah. Okay.
It's actually not memory loss. What it is hormone decline and hormone fluctuation. So we tend to sense things that we're really sensitive to, such as memory loss. So our brain has this function that says, oh, there's something wrong with us. As we're losing estrogen is involved in cognitive function, executive function, and multitasking.
Oh.
So you are not as good a multitasker as you were 20 years ago.
No.
I am not as good a multitasker as I was even last year.
Okay. That makes me feel better.
Multitasking is something that's been sort of in many ways put on women because we're so good at it. We train all the men to think we can do 50 different things at once. Then they expect it from us.
Yeah.
And then as we start to kind of, peel back the layers, and we can't due to energy, stressors, estrogen decline, we feel guilty.
I feel like I'm dropping the ball constantly. Like it's my job to remember everything, but I'm dropping the ball. No one else has the cognitive ability to remember to take out the trash.
And that's a real reframing we have to do as older women. We have to retrain them to understand this is what I'm going through. And you might have expected this in the past, but I just can't do this, right?
Right.
I can't see my 8 friends do 12 children-related things on a weekend. I can't drive everyone around everywhere. I can't remember all the groceries along with work schedules and that sort of thing.
Well, I can drive them. I just can't remember where I'm taking them.
Yes, exactly. That's a whole other issue. And that's where Waze comes in. If it's true memory loss, there's a very simple cognitive test, which is, can you write down the numbers on a clock? And it's the very first sign of real memory loss when you can't write down the numbers on a clock. The other thing that happens is we go through hormone flux. So even if you're not having your periods, your ovaries are still trying to push those eggs out.
Okay, so they're still working. They don't need to be, but they're still working.
They're still working in terms of producing hormones.
Oh.
And so those surges, also cause us confusion, anxiety, irritability, sometimes just full-on anger.
Yes. Oh, we'll be talking about that.
Yes, we can talk about
full-on rage.
We can talk about full-on rage for a long time.
But the good thing is you forget moments later that you did it, so
Yes,
you're
yes.
innocent.
That's right. So, as women, we start to judge ourselves. We feel guilty that we can't do what we used to be able to do in the past. But if you look at men, they were honestly never able to multitask.
No. Honestly, I think that they hate menopause more than us because they just see that they have more work to do now.
That's right.
Their to-do list just got whew.
So that linear quality we start to gain as a trait. And so in my mind, in terms of how we look at menopause as a society, it's really important to understand that's what you're going to go through.
Yeah.
Understand that people have to be trained. You're going to need more resources at certain points in your life because of those things. It's just an expectation that we put on ourselves as women that continues when our biology is changing.
This is kind of like men with directions. When women need help, we don't ask for help.
Absolutely.
We just keep taking it on, dropping balls, and then we blame ourselves and we get blamed.
We crash.
Yeah. So does it come back? Or is it over?
It doesn't come back because our hormones don't come back. But what we can do is maintain it for as long as we can.
How?
Maintaining hormones is all about diet, exercise, and keeping a healthy, non-toxic environment.
If I've entered menopause, I haven't had my period in 16 months. I am like hormone free. Am I?
No.
No.
Your ovaries are still making hormones.
Oh, yay, little guys.
Yes,
Okay.
your ovaries will make hormones until about age 65.
Oh, so I still have something to work with here.
Yes, we all have something to work with
Okay,
until
all right.
age 65. And then even after 65, as long as we've got the building blocks for hormones, we can still be making hormones.
So what can we do to keep those hormones going?
So 3 very simple things,
Okay.
but very hard to execute because it requires maintenance on a daily basis. But it's simply diet. We need the right vitamins and minerals that are part of the building blocks for hormones.
Okay.
Exercise, because we need blood flow.
Okay.
If your blood is flowing, then your hormones are flowing. Intimacy, of course, is an important aspect of that, right? So when I say
Okay.
exercise, I don't just mean physical exercise.
Oh, you mean doing it.
I mean doing it.
Oh, okay.
Emotional exercise, hormonal exercise, by doing things that generate hormones. And that's why social relationships are also important. And then the third is a non-toxic environment. Our adrenal glands start to take over production of hormones from our ovaries, and they're highly sensitive to chemicals. So if we're bombarding our bodies with chemicals, then we're doing ourselves a disservice.
Okay. Is wine a chemical?
Wine is not a chemical, and I love my wine.
Me too.
I love particularly red wine. So
me too.
maybe
Cab sap.
there are some chemicals in the red wine that we shouldn't be ingesting, but because I'm still having my periods, and my periods are quite heavy,
Okay.
because I'm in the latter stages of perimenopause, when I know that I'm feeling hormone flux, leading to that anxiety, memory loss, lack of concentration, those sort of feelings that I have, I will stop drinking alcohol.
Good idea. It also helps with the hot flashes too.
It helps with the hot flashes.
That's too bad.
Primarily because alcohol is processed in our liver,
Right.
and our liver processes our hormones. So if we're drinking alcohol, it's interfering with our hormonal processing in our liver.
Ooh, that might explain why I've been a hot mess this summer. I need to just make sure my husband doesn't see this video. These are great tips, because I find like if I go to a parking lot, I have to take a picture of my car so I know how to find it when I go back. And I had a really hard time at Christmas because my daughter has Elf on the Shelf. And as you know, you hide that thing every night and then have a glass of wine, go to bed, wake up, and it was a surprise to me, just as it was to her, as to where the elf might have been. So we hope that we helped open your eyes a little bit to the subject of memory loss. And then the next few episodes, we're going to be talking more and more about other symptoms of menopause that you might be looking forward to, and how you can help alleviate them and make life a little more simple and comfortable for yourself. If you'd like some more information on today's topic or any of our upcoming topics, check out Demiva.com. So click below and subscribe so you don't forget to watch the next video. Join us next episode when we talk about the internal inferno, otherwise known as hot flashes. See you next week.